How's it going, everybody? I'm going to put up my first review here today. It's of Grabbed by the Ghoulies for the Xbox. I got it playing in the background here, just the, stuff that comes up when you start the game up. I had put up a gameplay video this last week. I had just beaten it last night, and I wanted to, talk about it, give a review on it, see how these are, maybe I'll keep doing reviews, see how it goes. But this is a good game. It's not incredible. It is good. You start off where you're with your girlfriend, you're walking through the woods. I believe you're going to a soccer game. And you stumble across a mansion and you go inside, and she gets kidnapped, and you got to fight your way through the rooms and stuff. Presentation is really good. It's like in a book form. You probably see that in the background. And things are going on in each panel of the book. And it looks incredible. It's a rare game, and even if their games aren't that good, they always seem to look amazing. The sound is very good as well. There's no voice acting really. A few words he says, but it's mostly just mumbles and stuff. And all the monsters sound good, and the sound effects are very good. The combat is with the right thumbstick. So you're using this here. This is your combat with this. The left and right triggers are the camera, which is a bit of a pain in the ass because the camera will occasionally be in bad positions and you can't really get it to where you want to go. The combat is fun with the thumbstick though. It works. You use it, pick up weapons and beat them. Beat the enemies with your fist. Everything's done with that. Occasionally you will run into areas where you get grabbed or he gets scared and you got to do quick button presses to stop him from being scared. And if you miss one, he'll just stay scared for a little bit, like 5 seconds or something like that. But overall, the combat is good. It's a short game. It took me about 5 hours and 45 minutes to beat it. I don't think that's that much of a bad thing because it would get pretty repetitive after a while. You're pretty much doing the same thing in every room. But it does have a good pick up and play kind of pace, or kind of a feel, because you can just jump in, do like 5-6 rooms pretty quickly, maybe in like 20 minutes, not even. And if you want to put it down, you can. It saves it at each thing. There's 5 chapters and like a bunch of scenes throughout each one, except the last 2. There are prisoners in the game that that comes to play at the end. You have like a race at the end after you beat the end boss. You got to do a race where you have to save as many prisoners actually as possible in the time limit you have with stuff going on. There's every time you go into a room, it will a question mark will come, or you just can't get out. And sometimes you have to do certain tasks, like not destroy certain zombies, or beat it in a certain time limit, not destroy anything in the room, stuff like that. And if you do one of those things, death comes, the Grim Reaper comes, and if he touches you, you're done. And it's kind of cool though, because he'll touch other enemies as well. Sometimes that comes into play if you're having trouble with an enemy and you just want to get rid of him. Just have him, lure him right into the enemy. There's power-ups all throughout the rooms. There's also negative power-ups like Energy Saber and Slow Motion. There's like positive ones like Turbo or Super Weapons, where you get little Mini Coopers, that's the guy's name, and little guys run around and attack the enemies. There's a lot of those negative and positive boosts in there as well. There's replay value because you got to find books scattered throughout each room. There's 100 of them. I think I got 40. And you get challenge rooms that you open up where you got to just do something in that room, either kill 20 skeletons for a bronze, 40 for a silver, and so on like that. So that's cool. That adds some replay value to it. There's some cheesy moments in the game where you get really annoyed. There's a lot of since the camera can be a bit of a pain in the ass, you'll run into enemies that are cheesy. They'll get that hit that just really screws you up, and you can't see where they're coming from. And sometimes they just throw a lot of stuff at you in each room, and it becomes a bit of a pain in the ass. There's other characters in there as well who will help you out. They'll give you weapons to use, like a squirt gun, stuff like that, to kill certain enemies. Overall, it is a really good game, I think. I'd probably give it about a 7.5. It's not incredible by any stretch, but it is a solid game. You can get it very cheap. I think it's only $2.99 used. I ended up getting it for $1 at FYE new, so it was certainly worth that. A lot of different enemies in there. You got zombies and imps, pirates, these worms that explode, skeletons, mummies, vampires, vampire ladies in the coffin, and then it pops open and they hop out. There's a lot. TVs come at you, doors, there's a lot of stuff in there, a lot of enemies in there. So, overall a very good game. The pros are, it looks great, it sounds great. The combat, for me, was fun. You know, some replay value in there. Negatives is just kind of short, but maybe that isn't that big of a negative because it would get, I think it would get a little repetitive. Camera angles can be a bit of a pain in the ass, and there are some moments that are, I think, overly cheesy. You know, they really mess with you, I think, you know, sometimes. But overall, you know, a very good game. I'd pick it up. It's grabbed by the Ghoulies for the Xbox. And thanks everybody for checking it out, and have a good day.